In the quiet village of Chandrapur, where the sun painted the fields gold every morning, lived a determined girl named Riya. Born into a poor background, her life was woven with threads of struggle and dreams. From a young age, she would wake up before the roosters crowed, slip on her worn-out sneakers, and rush to the fields to work alongside her parents. The fields were her first training ground. The same fields that demanded sweat and toil nurtured her determination and endurance. As the sun's rays touched the earth, Riya would run through the rows of crops, racing against time, her heart beating to the rhythm of her dreams. She ran not just for herself, but for her family, her village, and the tiny spark within her that refused to be dimmed by the weight of poverty. School was another battlefield. Riya would rush from the fields, her fingers stained with the earth, to the classroom where books held promises as vast as the sky. With every step she took, she embraced a world beyond the fields. Yet, the path was filled with thorns. Long hours of labor left her tired, and sometimes she would fall asleep with her head resting on her open textbooks. But Riya's spirit remained unbroken. In the early morning hours, before anyone else stirred, she would huddle beneath the faint light of the kerosene lamp, determined to grasp the knowledge that would lead her to her destiny. Her worn-out notebooks and determination were her companions on this journey. As years passed, the village noticed Riya's unwavering dedication. The fields that had been her training ground now echoed with whispers of admiration. With time, her strides grew longer, her stamina greater. Her feet, once hardened by the earth, now carried her dreams swiftly, one step at a time. Yet, the road to success was arduous. Riya faced financial struggles that could have halted anyone else, but not her. She participated in every local race, often competing with shoes that had seen better days. Her victories were celebrated, not with grand feasts, but with humble meals that bore the flavor of triumph. News of her prowess spread like wildfire. A coach from the city saw her potential and offered to train her. With a heavy heart, Riya left her village, her family, and her fields behind. The city was a beast she had never encountered before, a world of concrete and noise that threatened to suffocate her spirit. But Riya adapted, her resolve unyielding. Under her coach's guidance, Riya's training intensified. The tracks replaced the fields, and her determination blazed a trail through every obstacle. The path to the Olympics was now visible, but it was no less challenging. Riya pushed herself to the limits, her eyes fixed on the gleaming medal that represented not just victory, but the culmination of her struggles. Days turned into nights, and nights into days as Riya ran, sprinted, and pushed her body beyond its limits. There were moments when she doubted herself, when exhaustion threatened to pull her down. But then, she would close her eyes and remember the fields of Chandrapur, the sunrise, and the promise she had made to herself. The day of the Olympics arrived, a day that was the culmination of years of sweat, tears, and relentless effort. The stadium roared with excitement as Riya stood at the starting line, the flag of India on her chest and the dreams of her village in her heart. The gunshot echoed, and she surged forward, every stride carrying the weight of her journey. The race was a symphony of determination, a dance of endurance. Riya's legs moved as if powered by the spirits of her ancestors, and her heart beat in time with the anthem of her country. The finish line drew closer, a finish line that wasn't just marked on the track, but etched into the story of her life. As Riya crossed the finish line, the stadium erupted in thunderous applause. Tears streamed down her face as she realized that she had not only won a gold medal but had conquered the fears, doubts, and struggles that had once threatened to define her. She had become a symbol of resilience, a beacon of hope for every dreamer who dared to chase the stars. In the midst of the cheers and celebrations, Riya's thoughts traveled back to the fields of Chandrapur, to the parents who had toiled with her, to the village that had believed in her, and to the girl who had run through the rows of crops with dreams in her heart. She knew that her victory wasn't just her own, it belonged to every person who had been a part of her journey. And so, Riya stood on the podium, the gold medal gleaming around her neck, the Indian flag fluttering high. The girl from the fields had transformed into a champion, not just in running, but in life itself. Her story would forever remind the world that no matter how humble the beginning, with unwavering determination and unbreakable spirit, dreams could be turned into reality.